check before I get on camera.
She said she was trying to check for some boogies. Hey, y'all. Go ahead. Go ahead. Make this bag out.
You just make a lot of noise so they can hear that instead.
Sound check. 1, 2, 3.
Hey y'all, I'm Mandy, and this is Mandy in the Making. Tonight we are doing, I'm so excited. We are having some lemon garlic shrimp, and if you know anything about cooking shrimp, it takes like this much time. So before we get started on that, we're gonna get started on our asparagus. We're gonna be doing asparagus in the air fryer. It's gonna be a good night. Let's do it. Okay. We're gonna start prepping our asparagus, but first we wanna preheat this to 400. So I just rinsed our asparagus really well, so I'm gonna dry them off a little bit. I'm gonna chop off the ends. There we go. What'd you do with that bag? You popped it and then threw it away?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, no big deal. I'll just go over there. Okay, so we're gonna take our asparagus, drop it in here. Let me grab, and get a little bit of olive oil. Don't need a lot. Just toss that around with my knife. We're gonna use some garlic salt and then a little bit of Parmesan cheese. And then we'll put more Parmesan cheese on at the very end, but right now we're good. So let's just wait on this air fryer to finish preheating. We gotta peel these shrimp. I wasn't thinking about it. Do you want me to take the tails off now?
No, don't take tails off. Leave tails on.
Why?
Because that's what they say do. Don't be taking the tails off.
Well, I kind of took that tail off.
That tail.
Sorry.
He lost his tail.
Sorry, dude.
The tails need to be attached.
Says who? My helper helped me peel all of these. We left most of the tails on. I'm gonna add in about 1.5 tablespoons of olive oil. Now we need the juice of 1 lemon. We need some minced garlic. About 3 cloves, which is about 1 tablespoon. Some paprika for some good color. And then you can leave this out, but y'all know we love a little bit of heat. So I'm gonna add some crushed red pepper flakes, not a lot. And a little bit of salt and pepper to taste. And then we're just gonna let this hang out while we get the asparagus started. And we're also gonna throw some croissants in the oven. If you ever struggle to know how long to cook something in the air fryer, I have this linked in my description box or in my Amazon store, but this tells you right here. I'm trying to get it to focus. Focus. We're gonna do it at 400. It says for 5 minutes, but I've got a lot of them, so we're probably gonna go closer to 7 minutes, but our air fryer is ready. I'm just gonna spray it with a little bit of oil. Let's put it back in, or let's put it in at 400. Let's try 7 minutes and see how that does. So we've got this large skillet. We're heating it to about medium high. We're gonna add in, that's about 1 tablespoon of oil. And then we're gonna also add in, it says 2 tablespoons of butter, but we had like half a stick left and it'll be fine. Our butter has melted. Everything is nice and hot. Stephen is gonna add in our shrimp. You probably can get all of that. It said you could add the juices too, so. Yum. So we're gonna let this cook for about 2 or 3 minutes on this side, and then we'll have that fun, painstakingly painful job of flipping every single one of them. These will be done in just a second. That's the great thing about shrimp. It takes no time at all. So if you're hungry and in a hurry, shrimp it is. Look how pretty. Oh my goodness, it smells so good. All right, and our asparagus just finished, so I'm gonna grab that out. We're gonna toss that, or I'm gonna sprinkle just a little more Parmesan cheese on top, and that'll be ready.
Oh man, butter, lemon.
Yes.
Garlic.
So good.
Oh man, that is really good. The texture of the shrimp.
It kind of reminds me a little bit of a shrimp scampi.
Yeah. That sauce is amazing. We should have like saved the sauce in like a dipping container.
Yeah. It's really good.
Really good. Oh yeah.
All right, try an asparagus.
All right.
Uh-oh. We got a thumbs up.
The texture of that is perfect.
Good.
Like that is perfect.
Awesome.
I was afraid it was going to be like crispy, you know?
No.
Like too crispy?
No.
It is not. It is like the perfect.
Good. I'm so glad.
So 7 minutes is the magic.
7 minutes.
You did really good.
Well, thanks. I am so glad.
Yeah, I don't know what, you have to, somebody out there probably knows why we're supposed to keep the tails on the shrimp.
Yeah, I don't know. To me, it just makes more sense to take them off, but you know, whatever. Y'all need to try making shrimp this way if you don't already do it, because oh my word, it's so delicious. And then of course these croissants are amazing. So This dinner is, I mean, it's like you'd get something you'd get at a restaurant.
Yeah.
Do you want some croissant? Okay, hold on. Let me just drop it. There we go. Yep. That's what she wanted. What's that?
Croissant. Croissant.
Croissant.
No, que.
Croissant.
Que.
Croissant. Laughing at me, boy.
I can't even hold the camera.
Croissant.
Croissant. I'm trying.
Croissant.
Croissant. What? Does that not sound like it? That don't sound right.
Why am I wheezing when I...
Croissant.
What do you want? Do you want some croissant? Okay, there.
It's my daily French lesson.
All right, well, it's... I mean, I'll give you a 75.
Francais.
I'll give you a 75.
Francais.
Say it again.
Croissant.
Que.
Que.
Croissant.
Croissant.
It is a busy day today, so I need a quick meal, and this one is going to take right at 30 minutes, and it's going to be so good. You've heard of the dish, beef and broccoli. Well, we're going to do ground beef and broccoli, and we're going to serve that over rice. First things first, I have a cup of rice in 2 cups of water on the stove. So we're going to let that cook. The recipe doesn't call for it, but I had just a few of these shoestring carrots left, so I'm going to throw that into it because why not? But I've got this broccoli, I guess floret, this broccoli head. So I'm going to cut this up into bite-sized pieces. I've already washed it and kind of patted it dry. This is going to be the first thing that we cook. So we're going to soften up our broccoli. It says you need about 3 cups. We're just going with what I have. Next, I need to slice up this red pepper. Oh, it had babies. That always tickles me. I don't know why. I'm amused easily. And we need a yellow onion diced. Okay, that's all our chopping and dicing. We are gonna take a couple of tablespoons of cornstarch and mix it with a couple of tablespoons of cold water. We're just gonna set this to the side. We'll use this a little bit later. And I'm gonna do a little more than what the recipe calls for the sauce. I'm not gonna quite double it, but I'm gonna do a little more just because we like extra sauce. So we're gonna make our sauce. It calls for 1 cup of beef broth, so I'm gonna do about 1.5 cups. It calls for 1/4 cup of soy sauce. I am using low sodium soy sauce. So I'm doing 1/4 cup plus another half of that. We need about 4 tablespoons of brown sugar. We need a tablespoon or a little bit more of honey. That's appropriate. Thank you very much for that. I need some minced garlic. I'm just going to use the rest of this. I have another one of these in the pantry I can open. It calls for 1/2 teaspoon of ground ginger. So I'm going to add in a little more than that. And then we need a teaspoon, or a little more than that, of toasted sesame oil. Let's whisk that together. And we're just going to set it to the side. Let's go over to our stovetop. Okay, I've added about 1 tablespoon of olive oil to this hot skillet. It's at about medium. I put olive oil in. It calls for peanut oil. If you have that, use that. Gracie, ma'am. She's very vocal today. We just got to deal with it. Now we're going to toss in our broccoli. We're going to let it sit here on medium for about 4 to 5 minutes to kind of soften it up a bit. See how pretty bright green that is? I always love to see veggies turn that bright green. Okay, these have been going for about 4 minutes. We're going to remove this. I just put it back in the bowl that it started in. Now we are going to cook our ground beef. Just got 1 pound. Every time. Let go. There we go. I also added in our diced onion. And I'm going to season the ground beef as well with a little salt and pepper. I'm going to throw in some crushed red pepper flakes because we like spicy. But you could definitely leave that out and throw in some salt. Not a lot because you've got some soy sauce going in, so you don't need a lot. You can use white pepper, and I have that, but I'm just using just regular black pepper and just a little bit of crushed red pepper. Now we're gonna add in our red pepper that we sliced. I'm also gonna throw in my carrots And we're gonna let this cook for another minute or so. Okay, it's been another minute. We're gonna add in our sauce mixture and we're gonna let this come up to a boil. Now that it's starting to simmer, we're gonna let it simmer for a good 2 to 3 minutes to kind of reduce. It's been simmering for a couple of minutes, so now I'm gonna add in our cornstarch. You wanna make sure that you stir it again. Okay, I'm gonna add 1 more tablespoon of cornstarch with another tablespoon of water, just because I did increase the liquid and it's not quite thick enough for me. So that should do it. Oh yeah. It's already doing its thing. Okay, so let's add our broccoli back in. I'm gonna turn the stove off. I'm gonna toss this around and we're gonna eat. It's time to eat.
It's time.
He is so excited.
Yes, I am. That is delicious.
Yeah?
Yes. That sauce, sweet.
Yes.
It's got this sweet flavor. Mm-hmm. It's got maybe some soy or some kind of.
And ginger. Mm-hmm.
Very delicious.
Good. Does it have any spice to it at all? Mm-mm. Oh, okay. Well, I added some red pepper to it, but I didn't add a whole lot, so maybe I didn't add quite enough.
Got maybe just a tad, but you know me,
Right. Like you could pour sriracha all over the top of that.
my spice level is like, give me nuclear. Okay?
Oh.
Maybe just a hint of spice there, but
Okay.
really good flavors.
We have not been using as much cheese in our meals lately. She's like, you ain't gotta tell me. Poor thing. Oh, it's your poor pitiful girl. Is it or is it not?
A go-backer?
Uh-huh.
Yes, it is. Most certainly a go-backer.
It is so good, y'all. So I can definitely taste the crushed red pepper in here. When he says he likes his stuff nuclear, he's not joking. When we go to the Thai restaurant and they say we have a level of 1 to 5, what do you say?
10.
Poor baby.
Gracie, Lou hasn't ever had nothing to eat in her entire life. Bless her heart.
How have you made it 20 years, girlfriend? How? We don't feed you. It is our 3rd recipe for this video, which means it's Subbie Supper night. I feel like I need to explain all of the noises you're going to be hearing. First of all, the dishwasher is going right now. That's my bad. Second of all, we've got a contractor here working in one of our bedrooms that we're converting into an office. So you may hear some loud noises in the background. We're just gonna pretend like that's not happening and we're gonna cook, okay? Okay. Today's Subbie Supper comes from Stephanie, and it is one called Italian Penicillin. I love the name of this recipe. It's so creative, it's so cute. And it's using a different pasta than I've ever used. It's this. And I almost just used orzo instead, but I really wanted to get the correct pasta. So this recipe comes from Stephanie. She just turned 30. She said she lives in a small mining town in California called Auburn. She and her husband Nick have been married for 3 years, and they have 2 young sons, David, who's 2, and Jonathan, who is about 5 months old and weighed 10 pounds at birth. I feel like you should get an award for that. So Stephanie is half Italian, and she said her grandmother was a loving, sweet, godly lady, and she misses her terribly. But her grandmother had 9 children and 16 grandchildren, and she showed her love through making food. And she said 9 times out of 10, when they would go over, the grandkids would go over, she would have pastina ready for them, or Italian penicillin. And Stephanie is just excited that she gets to pass this recipe down to her boys. She said David loves it. So it's just a family tradition, and I'm assuming with the name, it's made for when people are sick especially. So we're gonna give it a try. Let's make it. Okay, one of the reasons I love this recipe is because even though it has a lot of veggies, I don't really have to chop them very much, because later, much later, they're gonna go into the blender. We've got this celery here. We're just gonna cut it in half. We need to peel these carrots and then just cut them in half as well. Now I just need to take this yellow onion. She said you could use a yellow or a white, and cut it into thirds. Okay. And then lastly, we're gonna put in 6 whole cloves of garlic. I just need to peel these. Okay, that's all the chopping we have to do. So let's go over to the stovetop. You're gonna need a Dutch oven or a large soup pot, and you're gonna add lots of water. So I've got 4 cups here. I'll do 1 more cup. You need 5 cups of water. And then we need 6 cups of either vegetable or chicken broth. So I'm gonna use this entire thing, which is 4 cups. And then I have an additional 2 cups. Ma'am. Let me open this and pour this in. We're also gonna go ahead and add all of our veggies in. I'm gonna bring this up to a boil, so I'm gonna turn it up to about medium-high. And once this comes up to a boil, we're gonna let it simmer for quite a while. So I'm gonna put the lid on it. Oh, she also said you wanna put some salt in here, so I'm not gonna add too much because my chicken broth was not the low sodium. Okay, we are up to a boil. I don't know if you can see the steam rising out of there. I don't know that you can see that, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn it down to medium-low, and we're gonna let this simmer for about 45 minutes. Now, she said to put the lid on, but leave it off just a little bit. Oh, it's very hot. Let's see if I can manage that. There we go. So we're gonna leave it open just a little bit, and we're gonna let this simmer for 45 minutes. So let's set the timer. 1 minute? Are we gonna? There we go. It has been 45 minutes of pure torture because this smells so good. I'm gonna make sure that these are good and tender, but they should be. They are extremely tender, so let's move on. What I'm gonna do is get all of the veggies out along with a little bit of the broth, and we're gonna add it to my blender here. I'm filming.
Blending it?
That's what I'm doing.
Oh, you're filming it. My bad.
That's okay.
Step out. Let me step out.
You step.
Let me say hi real quick.
Okay, say hi. Oh, you gotta fix your hair, you know. Oh my. Okay, now this step is optional, but I'm gonna go with it because it adds so much flavor. She said you can add 1 to 2 tablespoons of chicken bouillon, so that's what I'm gonna do. I can't open it. Hold on. Oh, this is not even helping. Seriously? Maybe I should do it on this one. Yep, that's what I needed. Okay. So I'm gonna add like a heaping tablespoon as well as a couple ladlefuls of our water, or our broth, I guess. Before we go blend that, I'm going to bring this back up to a boil because we are going to boil our pasta in here. You need 16 ounces of the Pastina, I don't know how you say that. She also said that if you wanted to do it separately, you could, but I'm just gonna do it all in the one pot. So if you wanted to boil this separately and then just put some of the noodles into a soup bowl and then pour the broth over it, you can do it that way. I'm pretty sure we just blend it until oblivion, right? Blend until smooth, that's right. Hard in a blender. The songs that go through my head at all times during the day, there is always a song going on in my head, always. We'll just spin around to a beautiful oblivion. Oh, I hear the water coming back up to a boil, so let's head over there. We're gonna add our pasta in, and we do need to stir it pretty often so it doesn't stick to the bottom. It only needs to boil for like 5 or 6 minutes. It is time to add the veggies back in. I'm really loving this concept. Let's put this in a bowl. Oh, you're welcome. You are so welcome. And since we have construction going on right now, my dining room is a complete disaster. It has furniture from the office area in there, so we can't sit in there. So we're gonna have to just eat in here. No big deal.
Man.
Y'all just missed it. He just had his nose straight up just in his soup.
Man, that smells delicious. Look at this. One of them right proper soups.
It's hot, very hot. Be careful.
Wow.
It's interesting.
We got some flavor in that.
Hold on a second.
What is this? What is this? What is this stuff in there?
It's pasta. And then the veggies were all blended.
Man, that is good.
If you are not feeling well,
Man, yeah, this
is the soup.
Yeah, this is really good.
I understand why they call this Italian penicillin. I love
It's
it.
very comforting.
You don't have to chew it.
Yeah, you don't, no chewing necessary. One of them no teeth meals.
If you're new around here, we have several of those in our rotation because he's like, oh, you don't even need teeth for this one.
You don't need teeth. Just gum it.
That's amazing. Stephanie, thank you so much for sharing this recipe. I've never had anything
It's
quite like
delicious.
this. And it is so flavorful. Oh man, and you know what? I might take some to Tabby because her boys aren't feeling good. That actually would be a good thing to take
If
to her.
it survives.
Tabby, if you're seeing this and you never saw any of this soup,
Ooh, warmth.
this is why. Next time somebody is sick or it's a really cold day and you're wanting a big pot of soup, this is it.